Welcome back to How Can This Be Legal, the game show that explores all the things that aren't technically crimes but probably should be. Here's your host, Chet Cheapy.
Welcome back. Debbie, you're leading out of the first round. It's your turn to pick a category.
I'll take political inaugural funds for $1 million, Chet.
Good choice. This politician celebrated his 2018 victory by busing the Alabama legislature, their families, and staff 90 miles for a night of food, drinks, and links, renting a whole floor of Birmingham's Topgolf on special interest dime.
Who is Will Ainsworth?
Who's Will Ainsworth?
And you're right, Debbie.
Aren't you supposed to be working on the inaugural funds thing?
I'll take that emoji wasn't for you for 2000.
This Alabama governor got caught using
Inaugurations, when politicians swear in the cold but can't swear about the cold. Parades. No, not that parade. No, not that parade either. That one. And balls. When every man wears the same suit, but every woman has to wear a different dress, and everyone dances like this.
He got that big rumpy dumpy, and he shake it all the time.
As dreadful as all this might seem, for politicians, inaugurations are like bachelor parties. Next week, if one of these folks in Alabama takes more than $25 from a lobbyist, that is a felony. But today, thanks to a loophole in Alabama's ethics laws, special interests can donate as much as they want to politicians' inaugural funds. And there's very little guidance on how those funds may be used, which is how Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth hosted a bash this month in Birmingham that looked a lot less like this and a lot more like this. Ainsworth's inaugural committee hauled 3 busloads of Alabama lawmakers, their staffs, and their families from Montgomery all the way to Birmingham's Topgolf, a next-level driving range with food, drinks, and of course, lobbyists looking to make connections. And it has to be legal, right? Because there's the chairman of the Alabama Ethics Commission right there. Now, we weren't invited to Ainsworth's party, which had to be a mistake, right? So we invited ourselves. And a few minutes later, this nice lady invited us to get the hell out. Now, Ainsworth declined to be interviewed on camera, but he told me that all of this was being paid for out of his inaugural fund. And who pays money into that inaugural fund? Well, Ainsworth's committee sent solicitations to special interests throughout the state, asking them to donate as much as $15,000 a pop. All of that goes into a 501c4 nonprofit, a charity set up to finance the common good and general welfare of the people of the community, which in this case means a really cool party for lobbyists and lawmakers. Sometimes 501c4s are called dark money groups because in the past, lax reporting requirements made it hard to trace their major donors. But get this, last summer, this guy, President Trump's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, single-handedly changed the rules. So now 501c4s don't have to report their donors at all. So who pays for this little shindig in Birmingham? We may never know. And where's the money go from there? Reporting requirements are pretty lax there too, only reflecting broad categories of expenditures. In 2010, Attorney General Luther Strange interpreted the law to allow broad expenditures, reasonably related to the duties of his office, which is how he paid his political advisor $50,000 from these funds. Governor Robert Bentley dumped more than $300,000 of his leftover inauguration funds into a state discretionary account he controlled. The only person in Alabama who hasn't gotten away with this was this poor sap, Governor Guy Hunt. In 1993, state investigators with subpoena power were looking into other things when they discovered Hunt had spent more than $200,000 of inaugural funds on renovations to his home, payments on personal loans, a $4,000 riding lawnmower, and a cow. Really? A cow? The trouble here again is that those investigators, they got lucky and they had subpoena power. But I don't have that, and you don't have that. And anyone else who has an interest in this probably doesn't have it either. So what these special interests spend on this and where that money really goes, we have no way to see and no way to know. For Reckon, I'm Kyle Whitmire. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, subscribe to our newsletter, all the things.